Top of the morning, everybody, and welcome to the Irish Hills of Michigan. That's where we are today for round number 10 of Season 3 of the Speed Racing Series presented by Middle Road Energy. It's looking to be a gorgeous day for some 200-mile-an-hour racing at this 2-mile oval, so I definitely hope you fans are stoked. For round 9, Joseph Srigley captured the win out at Watkins Glen, which gives him the honors of racing for the third $50,000 bonus for Middle Road Energy's Roadcast Challenge, alongside James Ellison, Major Robinson, and Zayden Davidson. Meanwhile, RJ Bishop continues to stay atop the point standings as he leads by 103 points over Charles Sanford. Can he make up any ground on Bishop today, or will the 38 still hang on? And most importantly, who do you think will be victorious in our third crown jewel race of the season? Let's take you down to the action. That number 83 car you see on the pole is in fact not driven by Dylan Schwallenberg. Rather, it is Lucas Catano, who was making his Speed Racing Series comeback today. And honestly, what better way to do it than to come back to the track where he was a winner at in Season 1 and qualify that Red Bull Toyota on the pole to earn his very first pole, as a matter of fact. I'll explain why Schwallenberg is no longer in this car later on in the day. But anyway, it's looking to be a fantastic day for some very fast speeds, one of the fastest speeds you'll see anywhere we go to this season. And I'm talking quicker than Daytona and Talladega. But these drivers are up for the challenge, and they're about to get going right now. Green flag is waving, and it's time to go racing here at Michigan. Zooming away with the lead is your three-time series winner of Catano over Michigan's own Luke Martin, the Season 1 champ. And remember, when Catano was victorious here in Season 1, it came under the ownership of Martin. But of course, in very unusual circumstances, Catano is driving this 83, but he's driving like he never even left the series. Magnificent display by him, but of course, you know, Luke Martin, he would be hungry to get a victory at his hometown track. He's going to peek to the inside of the 83. Down the front straightaway. You got Dylan Young behind these guys in third. The 89 of Aiden Smith in fourth. Catano leads the second lap. And check out what's happening behind him. 4 wide going into turn 1. And RJ Bishop is right in the middle of the Hornet's nest. So far, Bishop still is in the top 10. Oh, and making contact with the wall was Lane Sanders, I believe. And yes, that's Steele Ford. Lane Sanders popped the turn 2 wall out a bit. Oh, and Shady's in the 47 has to back way off of the gas. That's going to cause a little bit of division within the back pack right there. Sanders is still going, but hopefully he didn't sustain too much damage on the right side of that 86. Back up front, Catano still holds on. Martin still in second. How about Aiden Smith, who had a superb qualifying effort? Right now running where he qualified in the 4th position. How about the 46 of Anthony McLaren, that Briars machine? He's also running really strong, and he's actually going to clear Smith around the outside. And here comes Dylan Young. He's going to help his fellow Ford driver of Luke Martin blast by that 83 down on the inside, and Martin will be clear. And at the end of lap 4, the champ from Season 1 takes control of Michigan. And you know he'll be bound to keep this lead for as long as he can, but not if Dylan Young has to say anything about it. But he gets a little bit tight on the inside of Martin off of turn 2. That's a pretty sensitive area for the aerodynamics of these cars, is on the inside of the corners. Catano's going to get by ahead of Dylan Young right here, but no matter where Catano finishes today, I mean, just him coming back to the series after missing the first 9 races and qualifying right on the pole and being into competitive contention. That's a really awesome thing to see out of Catano, as Young is going to try and attempt to take P2 from him again. A couple of the Novasport boys making some noise up here in the top 10. Aiden Smith in the 89, Mac Johnson in the 25. Johnson, a rookie competitor just like his teammate Brantley Gage. And there he is in the 65 running in 12th. Johnson's gotten a couple of strong top 15 finishes at a couple races out of Darlington and Charlotte. Then he went bottom side up at Dover. Of course, that was really memorable, but he also scored a 15th place finish at the Glen. But you see the 24, Harrison Riley, the S3 Motorsports driver, he's going to shoot the gap in the middle and be the meat in the Nova Sports sandwich, but he's likely going to prevail when he's on the outside of Mac Johnson. A very strong drive by Harrison Riley early in the going. He started way down in 18th, but now it is a trio of S3 Chevys up here in the top 10 with Jacob Verholtz and also Anthony McClure. Their other teammate, Zayden Davidson, oh boy, he's way down at 25th. We'll get to Zayden Davidson. There he is in that Papa John Chevy. He is one of the Roadcast Challenge drivers after coming very, very close to winning out at Watkins Glen, but Joseph Strigley ended up passing him with 2 to go for the win. But he is still Roadcast Challenge eligible. And again, this is a very fun program that Middle Road Energy has put together for the Roadcast Challenge, but our contenders not really doing so hot early in the going. Davidson's way down here. You got Joseph Strigley there. James Ellison in the 61. As well as the 85 of Major Robinson running way down in 35th. That is surprising to see him running back this far. He must have had some sort of issue to put him that far back. Turns out Robinson did have a problem on the track that made him lose many positions. He's going to get pushed 4 wide right there by Sean Ard. And coming off the corner, he makes contact with the wall out of 4. And just look at how much momentum he's lost and how many people are passing him. He was in 22nd when that happened. And unfortunately, thanks to that happening, he's now running below 30th. So that's 2 bits of early contact for 2 Spa cars. Scott Roush, the outside pole sitter, getting a little bit ambitious. Trying to go to the inside of the lead on Luke Martin in turn 3, but he had to back off slightly. He'll try and get around on the inside of the corner. And how about the 24? Again, making a 3-wide move in the middle. And he's likely going to take the lead at the end of lap 13, and he will. Harrison Riley. Impressive that he's driven all the way up from 18th to the lead in just 13 laps. But the 50 of Roush, your winner at Dover, as well as Daytona's Middle Road Energy Shootout, he will now prevail instead. Martin out trying to hang on to 3rd over Young, but he's got help from Cody Lamas right there, who finished 2nd at Dover to Roush. Lamas trying to be a good teammate. Of course, this is the home base for Martin Motorsports. They do have a win here back in Season 1, like I mentioned, with Catano. But again, another victory here will be just as special, no matter how many times they get it. Martin and Lamas in the top 10. How about the other guys for Martin Motorsports? DJ Curtis is up here. Right now racing with RJ Bishop for 12th. You got Noah Hart right here in the top 15 as well. And also another Michigander, Logan Cloud in the 20. He and Martin are the 2 Michigan Moore drivers in this field, and they happen to be on the same team. 54 and 24 side by side, both of them looking to get back what was theirs in the lead. But you can be sure Roush in the 50 is going to do what he can to keep possession of it for as long as possible, too. Even outside the top 10, the intensity still has not faded. Check out the 18 of Noah Hart going 4 wide underneath these guys. Gage, Curtis, and Fitzwater on the outside. He better be careful coming off of turn 2. Oh, and Fitzwater bounces off the outside wall. Just like we saw Lane Sanders do on, I think, the 3rd lap. And you do see that number 7 Dodge has some slight right rear cosmetic damage on that corner panel. You see how it's skewed a little bit on the back end of the car. You see his teammate Vince Freeze going by on the inside. RJ Bishop is still within sight, but Fitzwater, he's been coming off of 2 rough results. He finished 34th at Dover and had the winning car at Watkins Glen until he blew his engine just past the halfway point. So Fitzwater looking to get a little bit of redemption today here in the Irish Hills. And check out this surprise story up in the top 20. Skylar Taylor in the 71 for New Shade Industries. The Pennsylvania driver making just her 3rd ever start in the series. Taylor not doing a bad job for a complete rookie. Running in the top 20, and her teammate Shade Eads, there he is. with Charles Sanford, the second place points man, at his inside. So 20 laps on, or 21 laps on now. Both new shade cars doing quite well. And check out the 92, Louis Dubois for Lake Effect Autosport. He's up in the top 25 as well. Plenty of shocking surprises right around 20th position, but you also got to go onto the other side of that aisle. All four Joseph Strigley cars outside the top 20. Here's Strigley, who is contending for the $50,000 bonus. Right now in 21st, I believe, racing with Zane Davidson. And there's Charles Sanford and James Ellison. Definitely a poor showing by the four JSR cars. And there's Yoshiko Sakamoto in the 66, way down in 30th. Definitely not the area that those four teammates want to be in. I mean, practice went rough for them. They failed to get their cars inside the top 15 in practice. And even right now in the race, still have yet to crack the top 20. So they got a lot of uphill climbing left to do. Martin's been following the tire tracks of that 50 car lap after lap, but he's going to try and make another run at it here through 1 and 2. He's trying to hang neck and neck with him, but no, Roush is going to power on by, getting on the back straightaway. So it looks like being on the inside of somebody going through 1 and 2 isn't really an ideal place you want to be, as Martin just proved it right there. How you can lose the air on the car, get a little tight, and you have to scrub off speed as you get onto the back straightaway, and it'll just cost you speed that way. But Martin will try and recuperate and get the lead another time. Anyway, back to the 83 car, Lucas Gaetano. I'll get to why he is in this car to begin with, as the previous driver, Dylan Schwallenberg, just ended up getting fired by the Red Bull Racing team for mostly just the reason being a great lack of chemistry between the team and him. So Red Bull, they've decided to call up a guy who is relatively fresh behind the seat and behind the wheel of a car, and they said, hey, can you fill out the rest of the season for us? And Gaetano's like, sure, why not? And don't forget, Gaetano, last time he was in one of these cars, he was the winner of the finale last season in Atlanta. So Gaetano definitely knows what he's doing. And one can only wonder how much more magic Gaetano will create with this 83 team for the rest of the season's existence. Just like a few laps before, Luke Martin in the 54 trying to find the strength to finally pass Scott Roush for the lead and retake that position again. It'll also be critical who the 24 Harrison Riley will choose to help here. Riley still indecisive. He is going to end up choosing to push the 54 past him on the bottom. And I think Martin is going to have the lead for sure now. And the grandstands erupt in cheer. You can hear it all down the straightaway as their man Luke Martin back to the point and back in control. Benedict Mirdo in the number 44 Toyota. Looks like he will be the first lap car that these leaders will gobble up this afternoon. Mirdo, the German-born driver, running for his family-owned team, making just his third start of the season. As you see the 54 Martin, he's going to go around Mirdo on the high side, which is a smart move by him. He'll capitalize on the speed that he's going to get by being on the outside line. But Mirdo, I mean, fair play to him and his team for even making a second straight race. This is only the third race they made all season out of 10. He qualified for round 2 at Phoenix and never made another race until last week at Watkins Glen, and he finished 39th both times. But now he's made back-to-back races, and unfortunately, I mean, he can only do so much as a lap car. He can try and stay out of the way as long as he can, but somebody's going to be on the short end of the stick, and that driver is going to be Riley in the 24. He's likely going to lose 3 spots to Young, Gaetano, and Lamas. Now the 24 is going to find room to put the 44 up high. Still good job by Mirdo, just keeping it clean and giving these leaders enough courtesy, letting them race this thing for themselves. Next lap car isn't going to be for a while. That's Sabre Fox at the 78 and 41st, so it's going to be a while, thankfully, before these leaders will encounter more lap cars. Oh, look out. I think some of these leaders are indicating that they're going to pit road, and they are. On lap 41, Roush, Martin, Gaetano, Riley, and many of the top runners choose to blink and come to pit road and get their service. First of 2 guaranteed stops of the day. You see Major Robinson, Cody Goforth, and Kyle Rigger are also stopped. And these will be the first few takers. This time around, staying out is Cody Lamas, DJ Curtis, and Noah Hart, a trio of Martin cars. And what are they going to choose to do here? Yep, I think they're going to indicate that they're going to come down right here too. Maybe. Yep, the 18 and the 48 are coming down, but the 19 stays out. And I don't think that's a good idea. You see how much faster the 35, the 65, and the 03 are closing in. Man, if I was DJ, if I already had so much speed lost, I would have just said, okay, I'm coming in with you guys, but he's going to choose to go solo, and compared to his teammates, Davidson in second, Kyle Rigger coming up the pit road. Oh, he nearly LePage's Brantley Gage. Fortunately, they didn't collide, and the 10 car does have a fresh set of tires on now, so he should be able to speed on up pretty quick. But here comes DJ Curtis, Zayden Davidson, and the rest of those who have stayed out, as these leaders are going to go as much as 43 laps before coming down now. The key cars we have to watch as Curtis leaves pit road are the 54, the 50, the 83, and many of the guys running in the top 5. And there's Martin in the 54. And he will easily take over the lead, getting out of the back straightaway. Cody Lamas, the green car, in second. And then DJ Curtis, a 1-2-3 emergence on the track for Martin Motorsports team, but that's going to be short-lived as Harrison Riley, Lucas Cazzano, Noah Hart, they're also up in the fight. Scott Roush, he came into pit road as the leader at lap 41, and he's going to shuffle back around to, I'd say, 9th or 10th place. And now it has reset. He is in 8th right there. You got Dylan Young and Vince Freeze also in the picture too. But how about that for that 54 team? Excellent work on pit stops by his crew. And how about Cody Lamas? I don't think he was anywhere near the top 5 before pit stops, and he's already up into second. Don't get me wrong, he has a fast car just like his boss ahead of him. But how special would that be if Lamas were to get his first win today? Roberto Crown Jr. in this number 4 car. Right now, the last car on the lead lap at 41st. But his time on the lead lap is about to expire because here comes Martin and Lamas closing in on him. Where will each of them go? That 4 car lacking a great deal of speed this afternoon. He's doing his best to hang on, but he's not going to be able to do it for long. And how about the 48 of Lamas? He's going to use the 4 car as a pick. And Lamas will take the lead away from Martin. He'll get his first official lap lead of the day at Michigan. Great work by Lamas, being aware of what was around him. And thanks to a little bit of help from the lap car, Lamas now inherits the lead for the first time. Looking deeper down into the field, outside of the top 20 is where you find Zachary DeLello and Joseph Strigley fighting for 21st. And considering Strigley's the defending winner here, this is definitely not the kind of performance we expected to see from him in that 11th bunch. But at least he's not the worst JSR car on the track right now. Here's Aiden Smith after qualifying strong. He's fizzled out a bit. He's riding 23rd. Here's Shade Eves, who qualified 17th. Did all right there, but he's 24th. And the lowest running Strigley car, Yoshiko Sakamoto. A bitter day for her and Strigley in particular. She's 25th. Then you got Angel Gutierrez, Nick Breeding, and Skylar Taylor fighting for 26th. You got Louis Dubois all the way back there at 29th. And then 30th place, Austin Rogers is holding off Lane Sanders because Sanders had to take a little bit extra time repairing damage on the right side of his car. And here's Zachary Fitzwater, who also had to take more time repairing damage on pit road. He's way down here at 32nd, trying to defend against Edward Ziemba and Christian Vargas for that spot. Then you got Cody Goforth, Kyle Rigger, Jesse Turner, a real mediocre run by that 94 today. He'll be real disappointed in himself today. Major Robinson at 38th. He also had to take extra time repairing damage. So a real bad break for one of the Roadcast Challenge drivers. And he likely will not be taking home today's bonus money. And then rounding out the lead lap cars is Saber Fox, and making career start number 2 today, J.D. Martin in the 17 for Highside Racing. Going back up to the top 2 now, where Luke Martin says, okay, Cody, you had your fun leading this thing, but now it's my turn to take it back. But these guys better not be comfortable for too long because Cazzano, Curtis, Johnson, Hart, and pretty much everybody else in the top 15 are starting to draw in on these guys. Noah Hart going way up high in the 18 car in 3 and 4. As Curtis tries to make a pass on Katana for third place. This would be another career high run for DJ Curtis if he's able to capture a top 5 finish today. So far, his best finish this season is a 7th, which he got out at Darlington. So Curtis has the possibility to make a career run for him today, but right now, with this race just being halfway over, he's going to want to get by the 83 and get up to the front with his other 2 teammates here. That 83 of Catano being caught in the middle of a Martin Motorsports swarm in the top 5. The 54 and the 48 ahead of him, but he's got the 19 and the 18 to deal with too. The whole Martin Motorsports team making sure that today is going to be their day, and they're going to make it happen in whatever way they can try. Looks like the 35 and the 25, they may also have enough momentum to get around the 83 as well. And how about that orange car in the top 10? Charles Sanford, after starting way down in 29th, he's surged way up here too. A fantastic drive by him. And guess what? He's right on the rear bumper of the points leader, the man he's trying to chase down for the points lead, RJ Bishop. And you also got the 61 James Ellison too. So after that set of pit stops, the 16 and the 61 teams have made some real good changes to those cars. And although the 11 and the 66, they haven't had as fair of an outcome right now, Sanford and Ellison have really climbed their way up extraordinarily well. Curtis in the 19 has been able to get up to third, making it a Martin Motorsports 1-2-3 for the time being. But how about that 4th Ford Fusion in the picture, the 25 of Mac Johnson, really making his presence known up here. I tell you, with each strong run that this 25 has, I mean, Mac Johnson certainly establishing himself to be a fierce working competitor, even though he joined the series 4 rounds late into the season. And now he's overtaken the 19 for third. And wow, I'd say no matter where Johnson finishes today, at least he's getting some eyes on him. He's bringing the attention to him in that 25 car in a great way. This time by, Luke Martin will start lap 69 of this race. But what isn't nice is these leaders approaching a whole flurry of lap cars as he works underneath J.D. Martin and Sabre Fox. And that's going to bring that 48 of Cody Lamas right in. Oh, but he got loose and he backed off the gas in the middle of 1 and 2, and it cost him a bunch of speed. Here comes the 25 of Mac Johnson soaring right up to him. Mac Johnson's stellar day continues in that 25 Tire Pros Ford Fusion, making a bid for second, but he'll get pushed to the outside by Noah Hart and DJ Curtis, who are also into the picture now. And wow, just check out how far ahead Luke Martin is, ahead of second place. He is slicing through these lap cars like a hot knife through butter. Cody Goforth in the 5 car, his next target. He's already gotten by Rigger. He's gotten by Turner. Turner, Martin, J.D. Martin that is, and Fox give room underneath for Hart and Lamas. Oh, but Lamas is going to take it 4 wide. That's pretty risky. Turner better be careful on the outside. Oh, he's not careful enough. Huge amount of wall contact by Turner as he pops off of it and gets back going again, but that's likely going to cause his team to fix some damage on his next pit stop. He didn't need that for sure. RJ Bishop, your points leader, he's also in the thick of this. And basically everybody is. Like, it's a big hornet's nest. You can't tell where the best way to go is, as Martin still trying to work her way around the 5 car. And there's Major Robinson right now being scored in 35th. His disappointing day continues to happen. A real good maneuvering abilities by Luke Martin. Oh, but the 5, he's going to cut in front of the 18. And they're going to provide these leaders with no place to go now. But Noah Hart, he'll find room to go to the outside of the 10. And he'll try and follow Martin through as he works his way up to Robinson. Martin trying to get clear of that 85, but He'll try and do it here with a little help from his friends, Noah Hart, and maybe DJ Curtis too. Hart trying to give Martin a good push. But again, turns 1 and 2. That's a weak spot for everybody all day, and it's going to bite Martin right there. And check out the 19 of DJ Curtis shooting on past him. Real good work by DJ Curtis. Seizing that chance to get a taste of the lead here at MIS. And check out that. Not only is he going to take the lead, but he's also going to put Major Robinson a lap down at the same time. Real good drive by Curtis. And not only that, that is going to be a Martin Motorsports 1, 2, 3, 4 on your screen. I think Martin may have a better chance to get by the 85 now. No, he gets loose in the middle of 1 and 2 again. Noah Hart now has the preferred line. But while the 4 Martin Motorsports boys are up here, where's the 5th car? There's Logan Cloud all the way down in 20th. There he is. Basically right on the threshold of the lead pack, as there's Zachary DeLello 8 seconds behind. So pretty much from Curtis all the way down to Cloud, pretty much anyone within the top 20 has a realistic shot to get a good finish here. And that's the beauty of a place like Michigan. You get this far into the race, 80 laps in, and you still have most of your top 20 contenders who have a real shot at getting a top 10 or even a win. And that is why this track is going to be a staple on the Speed Racing Series schedule. But Martin in the 54 continuing to lose his grip. He's now going to get passed by Bishop, Johnson, and Charles Sanford, who's made a real good surge of his own. But it looks like Martin's dominant, controlling pace might be slipping away from him. He's now down to 8th right now. Oh, watch out here. I think Luke Martin is saying, screw this, I'm coming in the pit. And that's what he's doing. At the end of lap 82, he's taking a few others with him too. You see Catano, Beholtz, also Sean Ard. But he knows that his car's handling was fading away on him fast, so he's choosing to take this opportunity here to come in to make his final pit stop of the afternoon. So it'll be just a matter of time of when everyone else chooses to follow suit. Diving down into turn 3 this time. Oh, I think Noah Hart signaling to pit road. Oh, but he's signaling right in front of his teammate. And look at how much of a speed difference that makes. The 19 and the 35 scoot away. And they have a big distance over Bishop, Lamas, Johnson, and Sanford. A very sudden indication to pit road for Noah Hart. What will the leaders do this time? It looks like Curtis and Davidson will elect to stay out again. Very bold call by these guys. Bishop stays out, but here comes Lamas, and he wants to be as much on par with his teammates on this last round of pit stops as possible. And he brings a whole crowd of others. Roush, Jordan, Freeze, Young, and McClure also come in here. What will the 35 and the 19 do here? They're not slowing down, and it looks like they're going to elect to bypass the pit road entrance again. So Curtis and Davidson going for a big overcut strategy, but not these guys. They're not going to take that big of a risk. Bishop, Sanford, Johnson, Ellison, and DeLello also come down on lap 86. Now here comes the 19 and the 35 to pit road here. At the conclusion of lap 86, they've gone about as far as they can go. And then when these guys get their 4 tires and fuel, that should wrap up the pit cycle. Actually, never mind, the 65 of Brantley Gage is still on the track. So he is stretching his fuel distance the furthest out of everybody. And on lap 88, the 65 finally comes in to make his final pit stop of the day. You see his crew going right to work, changing the tires and adding fuel onto that Nova Sport car. I don't believe this will be enough for him to take over lead, but still quite a respectable gamble that his team is taking. But in the meantime, who's going to end up leading this thing? It looks like it'll be the 54 of Martin. The hometown hero, when he passes the 65, will likely inherit the lead again here at Michigan. Second will be Noah Hart. Third for Harrison Riley. DJ Curtis fourth, and Charles Sanford in 5th. You can't count him out of this winning conversation either. Then you got Cody Lamas, Zayden Davidson, RJ Bishop, and Logan Cloud will go up to 10th as the 65 pulling back up on the track. And he'll definitely be outside the top 15 now. Oh, he makes contact with the 87, and around he goes! Brantley Gage spins at the end of the back straightaway. Caution is going to come out. He straightens the car up. And what a twist in this race that we got now as the 18 and the 54 were neck and neck coming to the line. Luke Martin is your leader, and on lap 89, the pace car will finally get to make its first appearance. And the whole complexion of this race just got shaken up big time. There's the 65 getting off of the pit lane and getting ready to rejoin the racetrack. But he merged basically the most unsafe way that you can. Here he comes right up onto Dylan Young like he wasn't even there. And the 65 ends up going backwards down the Michigan backstretch. No damage done, just a little 360 and going again. But definitely a great amount of failure both on Gage and his spotter for not paying attention. And I'm sure the 87 didn't like that either. He'll still be able to go on, but he'll have a long way to climb from here. It's been 92 long laps since we've had one of these, a double file restart. And Luke Martin and Noah Hart have possession of the front row for it. Don't forget they got their other 3 teammates in the top 10 as well. But what about the 2 Chevy drivers behind him, Harrison Riley and Charles Samper? Samper could be on the verge of setting a new record today if he were to win this race. From 29th to the win, nobody's ever won from that far back. But a lot can happen between now and the checkers. 18 laps remaining, and we're underway again as the 18 peeks ahead with the lead. Noah Hart is able to get in front of Luke Martin as I see somebody blowing up in the back. Somebody losing their engine. And it's Lane Sanders, the 86, plummeting a whole lot of smoke out the back end of his Ford Fusion. What a shame. He was trying to hang in there and make it to the end, but it looks like he is not going to. And if he doesn't make it back around, this could bring out a caution. The 24 is out ahead as they get out of turn 4, and the yellow is going to come out. Harrison Riley is now going to be the new leader when they get to the line, and he does it. A masterful restart by Harrison Riley, stealing the lead from the Martin Motorsports teammates. And the pace is going to be slowed down yet again here at Michigan. Whoa, hang on, we got an accident coming out of turn 2. Sakamoto's involved, Pujols is involved, and they're piling it up in the back of the field. What on earth happened? They were all slowing down for the yellow flag. Something wrong happened to Sakamoto, and now she's taking a whole bunch of cars with her. Jacob Pujols, I know, was involved. Some of these guys back here may have gotten damaged too. But that 66 Chevy is torn up. And with that kind of damage, I don't believe she's going to be able to finish this race either. Let's get another look at that. We're going to focus on Yoshiko Sakamoto here as the field slows down for the yellow flag flown for the 86 blowing up. And through turn 2, she's going to receive contact from the 00 Breeding, and wow, what a big shot that was into the outside wall. And you see these guys in the back of the field scrambling, trying to find a place to go to not get damaged. The 31 was around back there, the 5, the 85, the 00. Very strange to see indeed. I don't really know why Breeding would turn Sakamoto into the wall like that. You see the 66 is holding her line as they get out of turn 2. And you see Nick Breeding, he makes that slight left turn down into her right rear. The two get hooked together, and Breeding is just going to straight up right rear Sakamoto hard into the wall. And there's no safer barrier where she hit either. So that move by Breeding, I believe, will definitely be looked at by the officials. You see the 03 Jacob Pujols, he gets a big piece of it. But then it only gets worse from here. Everyone is just going to start to log jam into each other. The 43, the 81, the 85, the 10, the 17, the 4. There's the 31 and the 5 going around as well. All these guys going into panic mode to try and avoid those crashed cars. Definitely a strange incident happening under yellow at Michigan, as I believe the 66's day is going to be done. And indeed, Sakamoto has taken her car to the garage. Too much damage on that 66 car to continue, as she and Lane Sanders will finish in the final 2 positions in this event. But Harrison Riley, how about him occupying the lead of this restart? But he's got Martin cars all around him. The 54, the 18, the 19, and the 20. But in 5th place, he does have his teammate Zane Davidson, who right now is the top runner for that $50K bonus for the Roadcast Challenge. We're getting closer and closer to the end of this thing. The intensity's going to pick up, and we are back to racing again with 13 laps to go. Harrison Riley with a calm, cool, and collected restart. He possesses the lead, but the 18 right on his tail. But not to worry for Riley, as here comes his teammate Zayden Davidson to possibly give him some help, as Davidson's going for third. These two S3 Motorsports guys, they might crash the party for Martin Motorsports today, but Noah Hart, he's determined to get the job done and potentially win this race. Here he comes. DJ Curtis going with him. Martin up top to push the 24 along. I think you can give the advantage to the 24 again in that corner. How about that silver car? Aaron Jordan in the 12 car. He's been nowhere all afternoon. Oh, as the 89 of Aiden Smith bounced off the wall. Bad break for him. He still has a chance to get a top 10, though, but hopefully that didn't hinder him too much. But what about Aaron Jordan, the 12, the top running Toyota in the field? Can he possibly get an upset win today? But now it's Martin's turn. He wants to get back what was once his, and that is the top position. Lap 100 on the boards now. Martin searching for any speed he can find. Oh, as the 87 of Dylan Young was pulling off pit road. That's too bad for Dylan Young. Something must have happened to him to require a trip to pit road. That's going to ruin his finish today. Martin falls back to third. Noah Hart regains second position. Realistically, any one of these guys in the top 10 could have the chance to steal the victory. The racing has been electric all afternoon. As we now have 10 laps to go on the board here at Michigan. Harrison Riley doing what he can to stay out front and stay in that clean air. But Noah Hart, he's got 10 more laps to figure out a plan to maybe get past the 24, and he has lots of help. But so far, he's biding his time. Noah Hart, he's got all his teammates with him now. This could be bad news for the 24. All the teammates lined up together, and there they go, all attacking Harrison Riley at the same time. Hart getting a lot of help from his boss, Luke Martin. Logan Cloud is also up here in the 20. What a great push from the 54 to the 18, and now Noah Hart is clear to go to the front again. Great display of teamwork by the whole Martin gang. They're putting themselves in an excellent position for at least one of them to get the team's second win here. They are so close. They go 3 wide right there. How about the 25 of Mac Johnson looking to attack? Cool for him to enter the picture again as the 83 of Catano bounces off the wall coming out of 4. He's losing plenty of momentum down the straightaway. That's not what he needed. Here comes Harrison Riley again to the inside of Noah Hart. But you know, on that outside line, the 18 is going to get on by him, and indeed he will. He still holds on. Entering the final 5 laps of racing here at MIS. Just 10 more miles to go until we find out who our next crown jewel winner will be. Here comes the 24. He hasn't given up yet. He had a great run down the front straightaway, and he is going to go right on by Hart. What a strong run he had to take the lead back, but Noah Hart not giving up. Don't forget, he's got the 54 right there to help him. Down to the inside in 3. Back and forth they go. What can the 54 do to help give assistance to Noah Hart? And he's actually going to go to the inside of him, down the front straightaway. The lone Chevy of Harrison Riley in the lead, but he's got 6 Fords behind him. The 54, the 18, the 19, the 20, and where did Brantley Gage come from in the 65? On lap 88, he was spinning down the back straightaway when he was exiting the pits, and now he's up into 4th. An awesome charge by Brantley Gage, and that's 2 Nova Sport cars up here in the top 10. Here's Vince Freeze, who's been nowhere near the top 10 this late run. He's up here now. Could Vince Freeze possibly do anything to challenge for the win? 3 laps to go. The 54 pulling up to the left door of Riley. Down into turn 1. The 54's got his nose ahead. He's clear him for now. If he can just pull up in front of him out of turn number 2. And he can't do it. The 24 is still remaining strong on the top side. DJ Curtis right there to maybe get the 54 help, but no, the 18's going to push him up high. The 21 and the 65 also charging up here too. But that 24 loves being on the outside. He uses it again to keep the 54 at bay. 2 laps to go. This thing is far from over, people. Luke Martin still has time to do something with Harrison Riley. Here comes the 65 to give him a big push. And that was a good one that he got from Brantley Gage. He now charges to the inside again. DJ Curtis in third. Gage, again, it's miraculous that he's even up here to begin with in fourth. But here comes Martin to the low side again with Curtis behind him. This is the race. This is the place where Martin and his team want to win at the most. And he still has a great chance to do it. Fans get to their feet in the grandstands. Last lap of racing here at Michigan. Who will win this battle between the 54 and 24? Martin is able to edge ahead. Oh, but he has to lift right there. He can't stay in the gas. The 24 goes back on by at the exit of 2. Curtis now goes to the inside of the 54, and this is only helping Harrison Riley even more. Down into turn 3, Riley out of the gas now. Can they run him down? Here comes Vince Freeze shooting through the middle, splitting up the Martin teammates, and I think that's going to do it. Harrison Riley, here he comes to end a 2-season-long winless streak, and it's going to be Harrison Riley who takes home the win today at Michigan. Right on cue, Harrison Riley and S3 Motorsports are able to find victory lane again in the Speed Racing Series presented by Middle Road Energy. Second career win for Riley, the Connecticut driver, and the third team win for S3 Motorsports in the series. And the 24 team in particular, they get to win a race for the first time since Talladega in Season 1. As Riley will take a joyous ride down pit road in happiness and celebration. Meanwhile, you got to feel gutted for Luke Martin, being 1 lap away from grabbing a W here at home. But he's going to have to wait until next season to do that. But what a statement win this is for Riley and the 24 team. They go from 18th on the starting grid to shooting up through the field and taking home the win and stunning all of the Ford drivers that were around him trying to fight for the victory. And Chevy is going to have the manufacturer's bragging rights from this race today, as it will be their driver and their team who will get to bring them home another crown jewel win in the SRS. A quick look at the rest of the top 10. Vince Freeze gets another runner-up finish. He came painfully close to getting a win too. He'll settle for second. Luke Martin in third. DJ Curtis fourth. That's a career best finish for him. And how about Mac Johnson and Brantley Gage for Nova Sport, 5th and 6th? Those are 2 more career best finishes for those rookies. Scott Roush ends the day in 7th. Noah Hart 8th. Logan Cloud 9th. And then coming home in 10th is your points leader, RJ Bishop. And right there in 11th place, that's where you find Joseph Srigley. He was just able to beat Zayden Davidson at the finish to claim the $50,000 for the 3rd Roadcast Challenge event of Season 3. And he'll be eligible for the award again when we go to Iowa for round 13, where we have it next. Well, folks, that is going to wrap up our time here from Michigan International Speedway. I thought the racing was fun and thrilling most of the afternoon, and we definitely hope you feel the same way. For round number 11, we'll be heading to a brand new track, Mosport International Raceway in Ontario, Canada, where we'll be heading back to a road course for the next round on the schedule. Here come your race results and your point standings following round number 10. One more congratulations to Harrison Riley and S3 Motorsports for picking up this big crown jewel win today. And so long from the Irish Hills.